Hello! Welcome to this video where we will learn how to take measurements of the body for sewing. Before starting, I recommend that you have in hand a tape measure, pencil or pen, and a sheet to write down your measurements. You can also visit our website to save them in your profile for future projects with us. Very good! Let's start! We will start by taking measurements of the upper body. We will place the tape measure starting at the base of the neck and we will run it all the way down to the shoulder. Then we will measure the contour of the neck by wrapping the tape measure around the neck loosely. This measurement will change depending on the type of neckline your character's costume has. But for this example, we will guide ourselves with the standard measurement. We will continue by measuring the high chest. To do so, you measure starting again from the base of the neck, going down to the chest all the way to the waistline without stretching the tape. It is important that you locate your waistline in order to measure correctly. Your waistline sits where your belly button naturally curves at your sides. It is right around the level above your belly button. Now we will measure the chest contour, without measuring too tightly around the bust. We will now take the measurements of the arm. We will start with the arm's contour by measuring around the biceps' most pronounced part. Remember to take these measurements without pulling the tape measure too tightly. Then, to define how long your character's sleeve will be, we will take the measurement of the arm's length. Be sure to take this measurement with the arm flexed and measure from the shoulder to the desired length, which in this example will only be up to the wrist. And finally, we will measure the fist contour. To determine the size of the cuff, with the hand grasped in a fist, pass the tape around it loosely. Next, we will move on to the sisa. We will place a pencil or pen directly under the armpit and measure from the top of the shoulder to the pencil. Add 2 to 3 centimeters to this measurement depending on how tight or how loose your character's sleeve is. As we move on to the waistline, we will measure around the ribbon that we previously tied. Once that is done, we will measure from the waist to the hip. This measurement is called the hip height. To finish the front, we will measure the hip's contour. Measure loosely so that the costume fits just right. Once the front measurements are taken, we will turn to the back to measure the back waist. Do so by starting from the base of the neck, running down to the back and going all the way down to the waist ribbon. Then, keeping a straight position, we will measure the back's width by running the tape from shoulder to shoulder and then from armpit to armpit. Very good! We finished the upper body. Now let's move on to the lower body. We will start by measuring the most pronounced part of the thigh in order to get its contour. We will repeat the process for the leg's contour by placing the tape around the calf. Next, we bend the leg and measure the contour of the knee in this position. This to ensure that the pants don't fit too tightly when you find yourself in this position. Very good! Now, measure from the groin to 2.5 centimeters before reaching the ground. This will give us the crotch measurement. And to finish, we will take a shot and place the tape between the legs, measuring from front waist to the back waist. Before we conclude the video, remember to define the desired lengths according to your character. We will start by taking the top's length. Starting from the waist, we will measure the desired length. For example, if it is a raincoat or blouse, this pass below the hip. Observe your character and measure your length. If your character will wear a one-piece fitted dress, we should consider the total blouse length. Measure from the shoulder to the floor in a straight position. This will help us revise the body height and therefore the dress's length. To define lengths in the pants, we will take two measurements. To take knee height, we will measure from the ribbon onto our waist down to the knee, maintaining a straight body position. Next, we will measure the total height of the pants. Measure from the waist to the desired length depending on the character. This will be all for today. Thank you for being with us and please check out our social media.